We're vibing. You're vibing. I'm vibing. We're vibing with who? With Reeves. And I thank you very much. Very much. I want to thank you. Thank you very much for vibing with me because honestly, you could have been listening to any other podcast. Because everyone in their mama got a podcast. Uncle, auntie, your mans and them. You probably got two podcasts your damn self. So if you're watching, thank you very much. Give yourself a round of applause. And I'm going to give you a round of applause as well. Let's get it. All right, all right. Uh, Before we start, I'm going to go on a little rant. People who just caught on to stuff that's been happening, they get on my nerves because it's like, where have you been? They'll sit there and say, yeah, bro, you don't believe this newfangled world we live in. You don't believe the new shit that's going on. Do you know there's actually women out there who don't like the 9 to 5 man? What? Yeah, shocking. You surprised, ain't you? I was when I found out this newfangled modern women don't like 9 to 5 men. They don't like men who own 9 to 5s. Some of these celebrity women are, are the main culprits. They don't like a 9 to 5 job. Wow, so a celebrity woman doesn't want a guy who isn't famous and works a 9 to 5. Who would have ever thought? I know, right? Like, no, this ain't new. It is women who aren't famous that don't like 9 to 5 men either. Some of them women want a man that's in the streets. And like, yeah, 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 you heard about it. That's crazy, right? It's crazy how they do like that now. Like, that's been going on since we've been kids and before we've been kids. Before we was born, there's always been women like that fast money getting type of man over the 9 to 5 man. There's women who just love bosses. If you're in charge, she love that. So if you're telling a bunch of people what to do and how to do it, and they better follow your orders or else, they rock with that. They're turned on by that. They're attracted to that. So some women are attracted to that. Some women say, I don't care. As long as you at least have a job and you're a good person and you treat me right and the chemistry's there, it's whatever. We go from there. Some women have that mindset. But don't act like it's brand new that some women don't like 9 to 5 men. They'll say something crazy like, "Oh man, yo, you don't believe, man. Some of these people talk about popping pills and drinking lean in their music. That's crazy how they do nowadays. That they do it nowadays." I'm like, those have been popping, motherfuckers been popping pills and talk about drinking lean for years upon years. For years upon years, it's been going on. It's been since like what 98, 99, 2000s. It's been going on. Yeah, like you haven't been around music or anything in pop culture or anything going on outside the doorstep in like at least 15 to 19 years. Because he's killing me, acting like, oh no, I'm so shocked. I can't believe it. This is crazy. Like this happening now. Can you believe this happens nowadays? This been happening. What's it gonna say? Can you believe some people use the N word and the B word in a conversation? Shocking. Like, was you in a time machine? You was in a time machine since the 40s, wasn't you? You was in cryogenics. You was in a cryogenics chamber since the 1930s, and they just unthawed your ass 2 weeks ago. So now everything's like, oh, future shock. No, that's not what it is. The only excuse for that real excuse is if you've been locked up for a long time. And then, of course, you're going to come back. It's going to be a shock to you. It's like, what is going on over here? Because I think there's only but so much you're going to information people gonna give you in the letter. You're still gonna come out, even if you know how some things change, you're still gonna be shocked when you see everything else. And that's my rant alert. It's annoying. Yeah. But we're gonna get it to the real. You wanna know the real part of this thing? The real reason we're here today? It's about the image, baby. It's about the look, the image, the reality. All right? The image versus the reality. The look versus the actual get down, you know? What's hiding behind the image? You know? You ever think of that? What's hiding behind the image? Yeah, have you ever wondered? Like, damn, this is this person's image. What are they really like? Oh, this is this company's image. This is their brand's image. Is that how this company really acts? Is this how their corporate culture is? You know, the image. You can have a personal image, you can have a company image, you can have a your business can have a business image, you can have an artist image, you know, you're a recording artist, you know. And sometimes a person's image is fully aligned with their personality. In other words, what you see is what you get. The image is their reality, you know. Sometimes the image is more like a alter ego. The artist is all shy and quiet when you see him in the streets. It's just, hey, what's up? Yeah. Don't even make eye contact or whatever. Get on stage, they killing it. They fierce. They take control. They control the stage. On a video, you can't see it. In an interview, they might even have another personality, but outside of that, it's, hey, hey, what's up? How are you? I glad you like the music, and go about their day. And you expect it to be extra, extra, and then maybe that's not them outside of the music. That's one example. That's one example. We're gonna get deep into it, y'all. All right. Since this is about imagery, about the image versus the reality, and what could be hiding behind the image, let's get into some definitions. Image, a representation of the external form of a person or thing in art. For example, her work juxtapose images from serious and popular art. Two, the general impression that a person, organization, or product presents to the public. Another example, she strives to project the image of youth. All right, so that's where you go with imagery. Image. When someone says you got that look, it's an image that you want, they want you to project, or maybe you want to project a certain image to attract a certain crowd, a certain audience. Maybe you're doing it to make yourself feel good. Maybe it's both. Maybe you feel, okay, if I project this image, money will follow. Or maybe you feel that's the only way to gain acceptance is to project a certain image. Maybe you don't feel that way, but maybe artists that you admire feel that way. Or maybe people who run a business that you may support feel that way. So they put an image up where they're like, oh, we're the cool people. We're youthful and we're cool. We're not the stuffy, uh, hoity-toity, old, uh, 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 stick in the mud to corporate business. We're like, if you and your friends started the business, yeah, we're cool like that. Like, and that could be the image, and that image will dictate their advertising. That will dictate the advertising. Because you can't sit up there and put a certain image out there and say, hey, you know what? I want my advertising to be the complete opposite. I want to be cool as a I want my image for my company, for my brand to be cool and on the cutting edge. And I want to have a old played out ad campaign, like the ad campaign from 1986. But it's cutting edge, but I want to cutting edge and like, no, that's not gonna work. If you have the image, things have to coincide with the image a lot of times. And if you have a personal image, let's say as a person on a reality show, you have an image, things you do and the things you say, but maybe you don't live up to that image when the camera's off. Maybe that's just an image you feel you could sell to people and they'll accept it, they'll love it, and then when the camera's off, you get to be yourself. You think, okay, I can make money pretending to be this way. And then when people aren't around, I can just go back doing me. And then when people see you out and about, they're gonna want you to live up to the image. Because that's the other thing. There's reality and there's image. A lot of times people want the image and the reality to be one and the same. On some what you see is what you get type shit. They want it to be one and the same. They want to know that you really are that. And there's people who want that to be the truth, even when it's not a good idea. The people who demand that from their artists, from their favorite recording artists, and especially in the day and age where you have recording artists saying everything they say is real, it's real. I'm about that life. They expect you to be about that life. So they want you to live up to your words. They don't want to hear just the image when it's time to get down. But trying to live up to that get you in some trouble. Because what if you have a really gangster image? What if you have a gangster image you have to live up to? And that's not you. You'll end up putting yourself in situations that you're not qualified to handle because that wasn't who you was to begin with. So now you gotta live up to an image that's so far away from your reality that you really don't know how to pull it off in person. You don't know how to pull it off when the camera's not there. You let the smoke and mirrors gas you up, and now you pretended to be something that you're not to people who harm people who really are about that life. There's people out there who are about that life and about that death. Think about that shit. They're about that life and about that death. They don't care. There's people out there who say they don't give a fuck, and they mean it. They mean it. They're not just saying it. They're not saying it because they're slightly mad or they're mad right now in the moment. Because we all been in that moment with, I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Within that moment. But I mean, there's people who stay there. They mean that. They're not just that way because they got hot tempered for a minute. They got mad, then they cool down. They'll be back to chilling. No, there is no chilling. They mean that. They own that. So you play with them the wrong way, you're gonna have to live up to all that stuff you were saying. And that could put you in a position where you have to do something that can get you locked up. But you feel you might do something that can get you locked up or get you harmed or end up harming someone else or even worse. You feel me? So you have to be careful with the image and reality. Think about what's hiding behind the image, you know. Well, that's something that people wonder, especially nowadays when people want to know so much about an artist's life, of course, an artist's life. Before you didn't people didn't really didn't care like that, you know. You want to know, oh, was it single, relationship, what's your favorite color? Do you like spaghetti? Simple stuff. Now people want to know deep stuff about the life. Like, do you about your life? Do you get along with your kids? Do you get along with all the kids' mothers or fathers? You know, why'd your last marriage end? They deep in the details now. People are deep in the details now. Like, I don't give a damn about none of that stuff with my favorite artists. No disrespect. I don't get involved with that. So I care about the music because I know I can separate music from personality. Just because you can sing like an angel doesn't mean you behave like one. You know, yeah, you can have the voice of an angel and the temper of a psychopath. Two things can be true at the same time, you know. Or you could be a totally nice person and have the image of being a really gruff, violent person that don't take no shit, and you have the patience of a saint. You understand it, but your image is I will punch you in the throat if you say something slightly upset. That might be your image. And then when people see you, they're like, oh, such a sweetheart, so kind. You know, what's hiding behind the image? You know, what's hiding behind the image? Question. I have a question for you. Is perception reality? Think about that for a second. Is perception reality? And that's what I was told. People say, oh, perception is reality. Young brother, perception is reality. I was taught that when I was young, and I'm like, is it though? Or does it just seem to be reality? Or do people accept it as reality? Or another or another or do certain people just sell that perception and try to pass it off as a reality? Because what we perceive to be true might not always be true. You could think someone you're dealing with is a kind-hearted, fair, peaceful, loving individual. That person might be a damn monster, abusive and violent. Some people just hide their issues. Some people are great at hiding their issues, you know? Something to think about. And sometimes you can perceive a situation to be one way or perceive a person or a company to be one way, and we be wrong. We won't have all the information that we need before we jump to the conclusion and come up with our assessment of said company or person. And we'll say, hey, this is what they are, this is what it is, and be wrong because we didn't have all the information available to us before we decided who or what that company or person represented. That happens. It happens. Happens to the best of us and the worst of us. It's just one of those things. And when it comes to image, people will sell you a fake image sometimes because they plan on doing nefarious shit and they just can't tell you, hey, I plan on doing some messed up stuff to you. I plan on doing all these crazy things. They want to do dirt, but they want to be slick about it. They don't want you to know. Because then you might stop them. That's like fake friends don't want to stab you in the back, smile in your face. Someone's always going to say something stupid like, if they just want to take from me, what? If they just want to take advantage of me, why? Why wouldn't they be honest about it and tell me they want to take advantage of me? Are you stupid? Because it'd be much easier to take advantage of you if you thought they wasn't taking advantage of you. It'd be much easier for them to take from you without them saying, hey, you know I'm about to take from you, right? Yeah, yeah. As soon as you turn around, I'm out here with everything. And then if you sit, and I mean it, ha ha he yeah, why you laughing? I mean it. And then, oh, just go around, turn around so I can take stuff and stab you in the back. I got the knife already. And then they're like, nah, you know what? No, I'm not turning around. They're like, damn, he's not gonna make this easy. See, that's why they won't do it because they want it to be easy. There's people out there who put the image up there because they want to do bad. They put a saintly, kind, cool image up because they want to do damage. They want to take advantage. So don't be one of those people. Why would they pretend to be bad, but they was pretend to be good when they know they was bad? That's because it's easier to get away with doing shit, doing people wrong, get away if they think, oh, that's my people's. Oh, that's my friend. Oh, they love me. They care about me. Oh, they not on that. They not on that time, and that's all they about. Not everyone's like that. Not everybody is in that category. Trust and believe, believe and trust. But for those who are, watch out. And sometimes the image is put up not really for such foul reasons, not really to hide the pain they want to cause or the dirt they want to participate in. Sometimes the image is put up just to seem cool. I just want to seem cool. I just want people to see me and think, oh, he lit or she lit. That's what it is. The person wants to seem like they're that deal. They want to seem like they that ish. If it's a dude, he want to say, I am Timothy the first. Of a woman, she want to say, I don't know, I am her or whatever. I don't know what they say. I don't know what she said. I am Shimothy. That sounds stupid, but I don't know. Leave it in the comments. Tell me what you would say, ladies. But anyway, let you know, there's people out there trying to be the boss and trying to seem like the boss. Sometimes insecurity is what's behind that image, what's behind the facade, what's behind the smoke and mirrors. Sometimes it's insecurity, and you might put an image out to the world. You don't have to be an artist or a representative for a major company or none of that to put on an image. You can be a regular person putting on the front because you're too scared to let people know who you are on the inside. Let people know who you really are. Or like I said, just a couple of seconds before, you could be a person that's trying to take advantage of people. So you're not the type to straight up take some shit. So you rather take some shit from somebody like straight up, head to head, like, yo, give me that. You got to smile on their face and hit someone off with a bad sob story or, oh, we cool, smile in their faces, all love. Then they turn around and then you just be sneaky and take it. But, there's different things that can be hiding behind the images. Sometimes it's sinister, sometimes it's a wonderful, wonderful thing you find behind the imagery. And sometimes you don't find anything behind the image because there's nothing behind it. Because guess what? It is what it is. You got what you saw. What you see is what you got. It's what you got, baby. What you see, be what you got. That's my version of the song. What you see, be what you got. Hit stores next week, y'all. Mr. Reeves, what you see, be what you got. Gonna be crazy. Gonna be crazy. Just playing. But yeah, seriously. There's people who are not gonna put up the image. Post no bills, baby. That's right. It's no facade, no fronting. It is what it is. And the image sometimes is thrust upon people by others. So many people say, yo, you should be this, you be this, you be this. They believe it. It might be a boss, executive, someone at the company they work for, might be friends, you know, significant others. You should be this. This is who you should be. This is who you should be. Might be your parents. So you should be like this. You should be like this. And then you tended to be the perfect child, the perfect one. And that's not really who you are. You're pretending to be something that you're not because people convince you that what you really are isn't good enough. Or maybe you convince yourself that what you want to be isn't good enough. Or maybe you think, if you're out in the limelight, that what you really are isn't really profitable. Maybe you just don't, maybe you want to keep something for yourself. Sometimes people just want to keep something for themselves. Like you just want to be yourself when you get home. You don't want people to have every single part of you. Like nowadays, we want to know so much about the artists. There's people who still want to give off a sense of mystery. Want people to wonder about them a little bit. Throw some intrigue in the mix. You don't need them thinking they know more about you than you. So that's what it is with the image. We talk about image and reality, the truth of what's behind the scenes. And I hope you enjoyed this. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, cool. I'm hold up. Before I end out, I'm gonna give you some examples with yours truly. I am a producer. I am a producer, a recording artist. And you know what? Even before that, I was growing up, teenager, right? I was being myself, but there was a few times insecurity got me. I tried to run like I was something I wasn't. Guess what? Didn't work out, didn't last. So I went back to just being me. Forget about it. And for the music videos, yeah, I hired a stylist for a couple of them. Missy the stylist, not a rapper, but the stylist. Totally different person, Missy the stylist. You know, she hooked me up with cool stuff, paid for her services. And some may say that's image right there. 'Cause that's part of it is the looks, the drip, the style, the swag. That's part of the image. When you're an artist, that's part of your image. How you act, the way you speak, the way you move, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you respond to certain situations. That is your image. Do you have a smooth image? Do you have a violent image? Do you have wild? Me, my image is kind of cool, kind of smooth, smooth at times, but funny at times. So I try to take parts of my personality and put it into the quote unquote image. You know, it's like being at a job interview. At a job interview, they say be your best you can be. So I say I be my best self, but in the videos, but in the music, I sometimes it's the best me. Sometimes you're getting the worst me. You're getting me rock bottom. You're getting the song for the rock bottom. Sometimes you're getting the song where it's the smooth part of me. Sometimes getting the depressed part of me. Sometimes getting the angry part of me. Sometimes getting the philosopher part of me. Sometimes all about bars and just about bars and similes and metaphors and all the entendres and storytelling, poetry. Sometimes it's all about the beat and the music. But I'm a producer as well, so sometimes I do that shit. Mr. Reeves Cooking Up Instrumentals Volume 2 dropping this year, as well as Mr. Reeves All Killer No Filler dropping this year as well. Got a joint project with Taylor Stack. You know, that's in the infancy stages. Yeah, that's what it is. You know, I got them beats, baby. Yeah, ReevesNT.com. You know, check me out for the beats, the merch, and the music. Also get some stuff on Bandcamp too. Thank you for your support. Friday, new episodes, Vibing with Reeves. You know it. You know. And thank you for your time. Let me know how you feel about imagery and what may be hide behind maybe a celebrity's image or your favorite celebrity's image or maybe the image that you put forth. Let me know how you feel. Stay up. Leave it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a phone, tell a friend. Tell the world, baby. Yeah. Thank you.